Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the first series that I'm gonna start putting up on this channel, where I'm going to just show video, like do some DIYs on jewelry making. And this one today is how to do some like complicated, like not too complicated, but sort of complicated wire wrapping. I'll try and explain how to do it as much as I can. So the tools you need for this video or for this project is and wire of your choice, but it can be soft wire because then you won't be able to hold tight, so you need to be careful with that. And then round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, and I think it's called chain nose pliers, the one that you use to cut the wire. I'll have to insert there anyways. So, and beads of your choice, of course. I'm using this blue beads that I got from Wish. I'll put the link to it on the description box below. I'll put the link to all of the equipment that I use, because most of them I got from Amazon and they weren't expensive. So if you don't want to spend money, it's good, but like it's not great equipment. So if you just want to do this as a hobby, like I'm doing right now, then yeah. But if you want to be serious, then you should probably check somewhere else, because they're not great quality in Amazon. I'm starting off to show you how I connect the wires, but every process is pretty much the same. It's how you make the wrapped wires and stuff. But first off, you need to cut like a long chunk of wire, because you need a lot of room to do this. And you use the flush cutter, the flat side of the flush cutter, to cut it so that the wire will be evenly cut and it won't be jagged. If you prior to making this wire, if you measure where you want the width of your wire, you don't have to do this, but I find that it's kind of helpful so that you can make it consistent. But then in the end, I actually kind of didn't use it anyway, so it's okay if you don't want to do that. And then I'm just going to bend the wire away from me at a 90 degrees angle, and I switch the wire over to the other side, and I bend it all the way through until it's touching the other wire, and then switch the wire over, because you need to bring it all the way around and then twist it 3 times or 2 times, no matter, like depending on how many times you want to twist it. I think if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, watching the video over and over again will actually probably help with getting there, because seeing it's better when you see how to do it than when somebody's explaining it to you. But yeah, and then I take the flat nose plier, sorry, and held it. Make sure that it's like, I'm using the round nose plier right now still, but I'm making sure that it's perfectly at like close, and I'm gonna get the flash. Oh yeah, this is me connecting my original wire that I've made. But if you're starting off, you just close that off, and then you get your bead and put it in, and you close the other side, and I'll show you how to close the end off anyways when I'm putting the bead onto this. But you hold it with the flash nose plier, and you can use your hand or the round nose pliers to then twist it, and you need to twist it real tight so that it doesn't the wire doesn't become weak around that area and looks neater. So you need to make sure that they're really close together. So it's gonna hurt your hand a little if you're not used to it, so I advise you use something else like the round nose pliers to do this. But I have really long nails here in this video, so I decided it was easier for me to just use my nails to push it and stuff. So don't do this if you don't have strong nails. I cannot be at fault here. I'm just making sure to flatten the end of the wire, because once you're done twisting it, it's going to start poking out, and you don't want that to be poking out, or else it will hurt your skin. So I'm using the flat nose plier to just press it down then. So now I'm just going to put the beads in there and then close it off, and basically that's what you do. This is how you connect it, which is probably the most difficult part, because you might forget that, oh, I actually have to connect it before I close it. So if you're starting off with just one bead, that's easy. You just do the same thing that I just showed you with, because you don't have anything to connect it with, and twist it, close it up, put the bead, and then I'll show you how you close the end. It's the same thing. See, I just twist it around. Sorry, video going up. I really hope I'm explaining this right. It must be really confusing. It sounds right to me, but it might be confusing. So leave a comment for me. Like, if you have any question, leave a comment below, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. But it's really simple. It's not as hard as I make it sound. So I just do that, and you need to beforehand measure your wrist, because you don't want to make this bracelet too long, and that's what I did. I made that mistake. I didn't measure it properly. So if your wrist is like 7 inch long or something, I don't know, 7 centimeters long, then make the bracelet that long instead of instead of what I did, and just keep going and going and looking at it. I'm like, I think it's too small. It wasn't too big. It wasn't falling off my wrist, luckily. Or it was like I made a mistake because once you hook the wire, you can't, unless you cut it off and start all over again. And I didn't want to do that, so I just like, okay, I'll just manage it here. latching the jump ring with the lobster crab clasps. But before you do this, because the way the wire is wrapped, you'll have to put the lobster clasp in before you finish the last set of wire wrapping, or else you have to make another. That's why my bracelet is really long, because I forgot that I had to do that, unless I open it up again and then do it that way, which would make the piece ugly. I think I had to cut it, because then I did it twice, and then I was like, oh no, this is way too long now. I won't be able to wear it. So then I undid it and put the lobster clasp, and I got my hoop ring, and I just placed it to the other end, and I'm done. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more similar or something like that, around the same line content. I don't know. I might change things.